Hi, everybody. Welcome to Fight Net Radio. Lee Honish, Andrew Lapachet, Miguel Antonio Barragan, who is live in Las Vegas, bringing you on the boots, on the ground, in the plaza updates from the actual weigh-ins this afternoon. Andrew Lapachet is still recovering from protesting the A's leaving Oakland. Me, Andrew. You know it's not going to go. You know it's not going to go away. I'm just going to keep at it.
I about the A's. When did I ever tell you I cared about the A's?
It's not the point. You know, you're just ruining a joke. You're just ruining a joke.
I don't know why you you got to tell me you're going to put words in my mouth. I didn't know I was supposed to be an A. Well, you know what? I am an A's fan when I was younger. But come on, the A's have been a farm team for Major League Baseball for what, 23, 25 years now? Seriously. They don't care about their fan base. They sell every trophy, every Cy Young Award winner, every home run king, what is it, MVP. We trade them, we sell them. It's a money ball scheme, those guys. And to be honest with you, I'm not really impressed with the 35,000 seat venue, 1.5 billion. Not in today's cost. Very cheap.
Well, exactly what I was after. Took a little bit of work, Miguel, but I got exactly what I was after.
You got it out of
everybody.
Yeah.
This show is about boxing and occasionally sports in general, but it's the off season for football. The NBA playoffs are in full swing. I won't get Andrew started until Sunday about Golden State getting run by Sacramento. But with that said, this show is about boxing, and the reason you're here, we do a betting show just before each and every betting fight. I want to say on behalf of Miguel and Andrew and myself, thank you so much for all the views, the clicks, the likes, the follows for the Joyce fight that we put out last week as content. If you haven't seen it, go to @FightNetRadio. We actually did the voice over the top of the Joyce fight, and all of you have responded and seem to have enjoyed it. We're going to try it again this weekend with the Gervonta Davis Ryan Garcia fight. We'll try to rewatch it, and theoretically, you'll be able to watch it with us doing the commentary over the top, or it'll get copywritten restricted, and it'll be great audio content, and you'll have to watch it concurrently with the video. Now, with that said, we're here to make you money, so let's rewind. And I want to say this at the top. If you want to stay through, we're only going to do about a 15-minute show with the three of us, 15, 20 minutes talking about this week. If you want to watch the full press conference, I put it behind this video. If you want to watch the weigh-in with Ryan Garcia and the fake shoving and BS that they did, it's behind this video as well. I put all of that in here. This is your little time capsule to enjoy. So let's start with the press conference, Andrew. Other than Oscar looking like a alleged coked up pimp, I really hate the jacket, no shirt thing. I really hate that. It's a dumb look.
Well, it seems like someone told him that before he got on stage, right? I've heard everyone talk about it, but during the press conference, he was up like a woman who just gotten out of the shower, to be honest with
you. Wow. Miguel's being arrested.
No, I'm not. It's just this guy out here. They're moving those like, I don't know what they call those turnstile thingies.
Yeah, the turnstile thingies. So, Andrew, did you learn anything from watching that press conference other than basically the same shit we've heard over and over again? Listen, bro, this is the fight to save boxing. Except Oscar was sweaty and clearly looked like he was on a narcotic this time. Allegedly.
Yeah. He came out firing. I don't know if he's on drugs or not. He looks a little chubby, to be honest with you. Yeah. But he came out firing. Leonard fired right back, though. I was surprised Hopkins didn't talk. I was really looking forward to Hopkins saying something when Leonard started with the whole, that's why we took all of your fighters. But that's yesterday. I mean, come on, Lee. The weigh-ins just happened today. Everyone wants to.
Fair enough. I was just trying to see if you grabbed anything off of the presser, Miguel.
You grabbed me yesterday. I had a whole bunch for you yesterday, but now I'm on the weigh-ins.
All right, we'll move on to the weigh-ins. Miguel, any last comments on the press conference before people rewatch it?
Well, I mean, besides it sort of seemed as though Oscar got under Ellerby's skin, really. Leonard Ellerby's skin. With whatever the hell it was, and mind you, you can tell that like Oscar had something pre-written, right? He had the script already. He was reading off of some piece of paper, which is fine. And then like Leonard kind of was freeballing and it's just like freestyling and dropping F-bombs left and right or whatever the hell, right? So it's just like, okay, clearly he got pissed, and then he went that direction that Andrew mentioned his last. So he took all your fucking fighters, blah blah blah. Sounded like a damn rap battle. It's like, all right, dude, you're not the one that's fighting. You swear like you can back it up. Step to fucking Oscar. I'm sure you'll see how quickly you can back that up. But yeah, it looked like they got under, almost like they are living rent free in like Gervonta's team's head.
Fair enough. All right, Andrew, let's jump forward. There was a weigh-in today. Those weights were achieved. The one thing, my takeaway with Ryan is making sure that he points out that Gervonta Davis holds the title at 140, but he still wanted the fight at 136, right? Go ahead.
I don't like how much that's being brought up because it was De La Hoya who signed off on that. You can't sign off on a contract and then complain after about the contract. Listen, I think if Oscar and Ryan Garcia would have stepped away from this fight because of the weight clause and maybe not the catch weight, but the rehydration clause seems to be what's getting everyone, making everyone talk about why Tank needed that one. If they would have walked away, no one would have blamed Ryan Garcia for the fight not happening. The guy's fought him twice at 140. He clearly said after his fight he's staying at 140. He called out Gervonta Davis 2 years ago. Gervonta fought at 140 for a title since that call out. The fight should be made at 140. No one would have been mad. So that was Oscar's fault. Hey, listen, Oscar's fault, Hopkins, maybe it's Garcia. Maybe Garcia said, no, I don't care. I don't care.
You think it's just plain arrogance on the kid's part.
Exactly. And then he didn't take the warm-up. Oscar said he was against that. So who knows who's wrong here? But I will say Ryan has owned this part this week. The guy looks legit. He's answered questions. And sometimes he talks like a 24-year-old. I'm not saying everything he says has been brilliant, but he's owned it. He never looked gun shy at all. Not one time. Not on the all access shows, not on the final presser, and not today. But seriously, yesterday, I totally agree with you, Miguel. I thought he owned Tank at that press conference. That was a beautiful thing when he said, there's nothing you can do that's going to stop what's happening to you on Saturday. That might be real talk. It might be bullshit. We won't know that until Saturday. But he looked to the ground like he seemed that for 1 second seemed like he got bringing, like Ryan's bringing it. The guy looks like he's totally in the fucking zone right now. Today he looked nice. I was gonna say beautiful. Jesus, he looked nice on the scale. His skin tone was fine. They didn't fucking drag him up there. No one was helping him on the scale. He was talking. The 136. He's there. Now it's about tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. What is he gonna weigh in at? If I'm Ryan Garcia, I'm gonna say it.
I'm in at 150. Fuck him. What are they going to do? Not have the fight?
In 2 pounds heavy. I'm going to come in 12 pounds over. Fuck them. Nobody should be able to do that. That's not A-side shit. A-side is getting a weight catch weight, but there is no, and you can't eat until 10 a.m. the next day either. And the way that Leonard Ellerby sounds like, it makes it sound like it's cool to do that to a professional athlete. Listen, people, in no sports injuries can hurt teams. But there's no teams out there going, hey, you know what? We're going to play you, but we want you to keep your star quarterback out of the game because it's not fair if he's in the game. That's not fair.
You've got Tom Brady. We don't.
Right, dude. If you guys listen to what Tank said,
use Tom Brady if he's been awake for an entire week doing cocaine and fucking models, and he doesn't eat until after the game.
If you listen to Gervonta, when Ryan first hit him with the "Why'd you ask for the rehydration clause?" he literally told him, "Look how big you are." And at that moment, he did not seem like a professional athlete. It did not seem like I was watching the next pound for pound. Look how big you are. I don't like that, but I like how Ryan showed up today. It was just both of them. Tank even still. I know he got a little shovey at the end, but he was cool.
I think based on the betting, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. I think Gervonta is terrified. I don't think his head is in the game. Let me flip it over to you, Miguel. You can unmute it now that I put you on mute. You have to unmute because you literally had a circus walking through a second ago. And now it won't unmute him.
Fight. Oh. It's all good.
You're still muted. Why aren't you unmuted? You should unmute.
Oh, good job.
It's on his end. I'll give him a second. My God, it sounded like they were like it was like they were laying pavement behind you. Yeah, you're back.
Am I back?
All right, so let's talk about this one issue.
Cleaning up the floor. Okay.
So this one particular issue, the 136, 140, can't come in over this, can't eat on this day. You got to hop on 1 foot while you walk to the ring. By the way, please wear 20 pounds of, armor to the ring before the fight. Oh, by the way, you can't have water in between rounds because you're just too big.
I don't remember Gervonta saying that with Mario Barrios, saying like, "Oh, you're just too fucking big, bro. You can't be eating shit." Like, I don't remember him saying jack shit about that. He clearly made 140 totally fine, so he didn't have a problem then. To echo what Andrew was saying, yes, I was digging the way Ryan was answering the questions. He seemed so calm. His demeanor seemed like he belonged there. Like it didn't look like he was nervous in any way. There was no like antsy, anxiety, nervous tension. He looked so at fucking peace. And mind you, he had some, mental problems before, mental health problems, right? So maybe he's on some sort of medication to keep him calm. I don't fucking know. But regardless, bottom line is he looked so relaxed whenever answering the questions, whenever addressing, Gervonta and his team. Dude, he owned that shit. And on top of the fact that, he can speak a lot better in public than fucking Gervonta can. Gervonta struggles to spit out whatever it is he's trying to say. So right then and there, round one, we can call it, goes to Ryan already.
All right. So if you're Garcia, are you saying fuck the clause? I know he's still going to fight on Saturday. Or is Gervonta a bitch and not showing up if he's...
No, Gervonta is showing up, no doubt. But what I'm saying is, anybody know what the actual clause is? Like, what is the weight that he cannot go over come fight night?
He can't gain more than 10 pounds at 10 a. I believe it's 10 a.m. in the morning is when the final weigh-in is happening. That's a little bit later than what it should be. It should have probably been done at 8 a.m. in the morning to at least give Ryan some time to eat in between to go to the fight. They're doing it at 10 a.m. and so he can't be more than 10 pounds of where he was at.
It's over on the morning of the fight, right?
I'm coming in with 40 guys. For some reason, I think if Ryan can gain 12, watch out.
And by the way, the best quote that came out of the weigh-ins, you look drained, pointing at Davis when they faced off. Garcia said to Davis, "You look drained, bro."
Yeah, he did. You can see it in their cheekbones. I mean, specifically,
so great. So great.
And you know what else I thought was a little bit of a red flag was when he walked up in his whole sweatsuit, hood on. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Did he sweat this all the way to the scale?" But then he comes in at 1 pound under. And what do you guys think about that? The 135 giving up a whole pound.
I think it was a slight miscalculation. I don't think it's that big a deal because, oftentimes the guys will do that. They'll just to play it safe because you know how they'll have like a scale in their locker room or wherever the fuck they're at, right? To just kind of test themselves before they actually go out to the actual scale. So I think just to play it safe, they wanted to have that extra little bit of leeway just in case the scale on the stage is a little fucking flimsy or something like that. So I think that's the route that they were going. I don't I don't want to like look too much into it because really it's only just a pound, and yeah, I get it. In those weight classes, 1 pound is kind of a big deal, but I don't see it being that big of a factor. I don't think so, at least.
You never know, Andrew, and I know this because Nevada uses the Detecto scale. They use the balance scale. They don't use a digital scale.
No, they did, Lee.
They did. I can tell you that using the old school Detecto scales, yeah, you're cutting like literally till the last minute because those things, if you breathe on them sideways, will give you a half pound one way or the other. I mean, it's factual. It's actually crazy. I know this all the way back to high school. Like if you looked at that thing wrong, it's going to give you an extra half pound one way or the other.
The digital today, Lee. It was a digital scale today.
Good for them for getting into the modern league. I don't like digital for the exact same problem because digital, once it sets its mind to your weight, it's made up its mind. And literally, if you're holding a towel or you're positioning yourself differently on top, I mean, it's all nickels and dimes at this point. They're both in the same weight. I'm sure Ryan's only going to rehydrate about 10 pounds in the next 24 hours, right? Or at least till 10 a.m. for 12 hours.
Yeah, roughly until 10 or whatever the case may be.
And then after that, he's sticking IVs and everything up his ass.
Yeah, if Austin can get away with it, I'm sure he can figure out for Ryan to get away with it. I did like when they were up like face to face, right? And there was that dude that was kind of standing in between them, and both Ryan and Gervonta were like, no, dude, back off. Like, ain't nothing gonna pop off. We're just gonna, it's too late for that shit now. We're about to get to, we're gonna fight tomorrow night. We're not gonna fuck this up. So they were like, both like, no, dude, back up. And the guy was like, okay. So you backed up and let them get like face to face. I kind of dug that. Like, there was that tranquil like peace before the storm kind of thing. So I was digging that. They were both like, no, ain't nothing gonna pop off. Fuck it. We're gonna get face to face. It'll be fine.
I totally seen that, Miguel, and that's what I wanted to give credit to Gervonta. Look, I know the young man's in trouble. He's got things coming up after this fight, but he played the villain role correct this week. He was a bad guy. He was the bad guy, but he didn't do anything stupid. He still has a head on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying?
Well, he's going to want money when he gets out of jail because he'll be done in boxing after he loses, Andrew.
That's fine, but he, just say he played the villain role correctly. This fight is sold, and we get our fight tomorrow night. Lee, swear to God, he throws one punch and hurts him or something. Look, even Canelo almost did it to Caleb Plant. I mean, he almost cut that dude. You don't want anything like that happening. So they got in there. They're both on edge. They gave them themselves the looks, a little shove. Let's go to Saturday. Come on.
Yeah, just a little. And last thing, we'll go with you, Miguel, before we get into the betting of this. Do you think, for those of you who don't know, Andrew brought it up. I wasn't going to. Your boy's going to jail. Yeah. Gervonta is not. Sorry. I think he's an asshole. I think he's playing the role. I think he wants a payday. There's no question in my mind. He will limp his ass to the ring if he gets hit by a car on the way there. Okay. He's going to get paid for this fight one way or the other. I don't care if Ryan Garcia shows up and he's got a pregnant belly. He's showing up for that fight to get paid.
That's a good angle.
Period.
It's a good angle.
It's true. It's his last fight before jail. Miguel, tell me I'm wrong. This has got to be the last one before he goes to the hole.
Well, I'm kind of waiting for this like street washer guy to like walk by. But anyway, all right. So, he's in trouble, but we don't know, for all we know, he can actually get out of this somehow. They actually gave him a break and had whatever trial they're coming up, is coming up. They're going to push it back to May or whatever, right, to make sure that this fight actually takes place. So they gave him that much of a break. Who knows, he is a celebrity. Sometimes, they get, some breaks, right? So we don't know if he's going to go to jail, but I will say that it definitely will look bad. And we mentioned this last week. If he ends up winning and then he ends up taken off to fucking hauled off to jail like Stone Cold Steve Austin style in handcuffs and shit. And it's like, okay, well, there goes the face of boxing. There you go. Supposedly the winner of this is going to be considered the face of boxing. And then he goes off to jail. So I think for everyone's sake, let's hope that Ryan takes it. But so we don't know for sure if he's going to jail, but it's not looking very good for him.
And everybody's proved guilty until they're proved innocent
in
a court of white people.
He's already pled guilty. That's over. He pled guilty. He couldn't go to trial. There's 4 people involved. There's a camera involved. He couldn't go to. He was looking like at 7 years or something if he went to trial. They tried to give him a deal of 1 year suspended, and the judge denied it. And that is why they're speculating that, yeah, it's very likely he's going to jail. Now, how long is he going?
90 days. It's a real first. Like, he's at the beginning of his criminal career, as far as I know. So,
Lee, he hit 4 people and then he ran from the car. It's a serious charge. One of them was pregnant. I guess she talked to Davis before he fled. She asked him to stay. She said she was pregnant and she had a daughter at home. And she told everyone he fled. He left and didn't come back. It's not a good look. I don't know how he's being charged. If that's 4 felony hit and runs, some significant charges as your first. And this isn't his first charge. Gervonta Davis has domestic cases behind his name. He had one case a week later after he pled guilty to this case. So it is not his first charge. It's some serious things to think about when you're thinking about betting on this fight.
Andrew, with that said, I want to announce. Wait, hold on. I want to announce our new line of T-shirts. # send him to jail. Go ahead, Andrew.
You're being silly. What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Gervonta, how is his head going to be in the right place, Andrew? How?
All of his problems, what you just said, all of his problems get solved with this fight. Win or lose, all of his problems are solved. We're talking debt with jewelries. We're talking debt with people suing you for domestic, for assaults, for hit and runs. It all gets solved on Saturday night. It's a very good insight. Listen, didn't like Gervonta's confidence during the access. He did a lot of staring down, looking down at the ground. Like, he just wasn't staring into the camera like a confident fighter. And I didn't like how he kept talking about he was already a legend. No matter what happens, I'm a legend where I'm from. That sounds good and all, but you hear the other guy, and this guy is just like, I'm proving. It's going to be interesting going in tomorrow night.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to it. You guys don't want to spend a lot of time. You've probably been clicking the fast forward button, going past, commercials. If you're listening to the audio, if you're watching the video, you're like, geez, just get to betting. I mean, you guys have over 70% accuracy in your picks. It's astonishing how good you are. And damn, that Lee Honish picks fights really well. I say thank you on behalf of myself with no arrogance whatsoever. I may have picked a few fights correctly that nobody actually picked. So Miguel's got a sheet. I've got a sheet. Andrew, we'll go through the categories first. This fight started off with Gervonta Davis at some of the places minus 300. With Ryan Garcia all the way up to about a plus 240, 250. And that was the opening line. We are, as of this morning, I'll see if it agrees with Miguel, Gervonta Davis minus 230, Ryan Garcia plus 190. What say you for right now at the MGM, Miggs?
And right now, it looks like Ryan Garcia is at plus 200 and Gervonta at minus 250. So not too far off from what you said,
No. That's it depends on what casino you go to, right? Win could be different.
This was the New York or the BetMGM people. So that's what they are.
All right. So talking on the straight money line, not picking anything, Andrew. They are clearly betting Ryan down as we get closer to fight time.
Yeah, well, I mean, listen, the old saying is nothing new. Smart money comes in late, right? That's Absolutely. How it usually goes. So there's probably a lot of guys betting some heavy money on Ryan Garcia right now. He looked good at the weigh. If you were waiting for the weigh-ins to see if this guy was either going to look like, a superstar or freaking a guy that needed IV immediately after, dude, he looked like a superstar. You guys, he didn't even grab a bottle of Gatorade, water. I didn't see him chugging anything. He's throwing punches.
Glossary term. He didn't pull a Chavez and drink 7 Sprites.
Yeah. Yeah. It wasn't like my mouth is so dry. Give me something. Give me, you see it. You see those guys, man. They're begging for some kind of liquid after that weigh-in. He looked fine. He looked absolutely fine. So Yeah, the money's might start coming heavy. You might see those odds get a lot closer. I know where I'm going.
All right, Miguel. Let's go to fights over and unders. Where it about breaks even per the internet. The over under seems to be right around 8.5. What say you on over under? Yeah, you're okay. I have faith in you.
All right, I was giving it a second because this dude who's like, I swear he's seen every time it's my turn to talk, motherfucker with that like street washer thing comes over here.
Tell Lee he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He owes me $2.
The over that or I should say it will go 8 full rounds is at -140. That it will not go 8 full rounds is even. That's even money.
All right, so it's at 8 instead of 8
full
and a
rounds.
half.
Right. Yeah. 8 full rounds.
Right, so let's talk about this. It has waffled. I'll ask you this time, Miguel. It's waffled since the beginning, somewhere between 6 and 8 rounds. And if you look at, we're going to look at the props here in the minute, which tells the biggest tale of where they think both of these guys are going to win the fight. They're in literally both cases. The lowest prop bet rounds are right around 9 and 10.
Let me see. Just to double check here. Yes,
I think it's 9, right?
9. It's fine. Yeah.
He is crazy. Is there something I don't know? You're sort of our historian for this. I don't get it. I don't.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, what I'm blown away with, and we're going to talk about it in a minute. Garcia winning by decision is such an astronomically high prop bet that it's crazy to me. It seems to be
what is it for him by decision, Lee?
All right. So here's how it is right now, Andrew. All right. Davis to win by KO, which is the only way they think he'll win, is -140. I'm guessing Miguel might be at 130 or 150 plus or minus, correct?
Let's see here.
Davis by KO.
Davis by KO. Well, it says here. Let's see here. The odds 2 to 3 is what it says.
Yeah.
Davis by KO.
Yeah, that's about right. It would be, no, you mean 3 to 2. It would be 3 to win 2.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, definitely at -140. It would be 3 to win 2. So Davis via decision is +550. That's about 5.5 to 1. Garcia to win, and the only way they think he's going to win is by KO or TKO at +310. I'm going to say your sheet probably says +350.
For Garcia by TKO or KO?
By a KO or KO or TKO.
Let me see here. 2 to 7 is what it says, or 7 to 2, whichever the
Bet
2.
2 to win 7. So yeah, we're talking about 3.5 to 1. Okay, cool. I'm with you. But here it is, Andrew. Garcia via decision +650. How would you lay off of that? By the way, on your sheet, that would mean it would be about 3 to win 8. I don't know how they'd write it up. +650 would be
1 to 8, I guess.
Yeah, 1 to 8. It's a huge, like, bet 1 to win 8, Andrew, right now on Garcia by decision.
Yeah, no, I like that bet. I like Listen, I don't know. I don't believe this fight's going the distance.
Okay.
These guys are young. They're both heavy hitters. They seem to take punches, right? Their defense isn't great on either side. I don't see it going the distance.
Okay.
So I'm staying away from those type of bets. I'm looking more at where you think this, in my opinion, it'd be where do I feel this fight's going to end, and laying some money down like that.
Well, if you're placing it on prop bets, Andrew, all the money is 7, 8, 9 on on either fighter. I don't care if you're a Garcia or a Davis fan. If you're propping, you're betting 7, 8, and 9.
Yeah, well, those are usually hot rounds, right? Everyone always likes to go for the middle rounds. Yeah, I don't know where I would land, but I definitely don't think this fight's going the distance. I like Ryan in tomorrow night's matchup. I just think the kid He's proving it while he's fighting, and I'm going to lay my money on him. I've never been a fan of the PBC platform. There's not a lot of success. That's one thing I would remind Leonard Ellerbe of is, yeah, it was real funny him talking about stealing all of Oscar De La Hoya's fighters while he was asleep at the wheel. They did nothing with any of them. None of those guys are Floyd Mayweather. None of them even came close. They're praying that Gervonta wins tomorrow so that he could be the new Mike Tyson. Did you guys notice they were wearing Mike Tyson T-shirts on that side? Like, they want him to be the bad boy of boxing. They don't want him to be the face of boxing. They just like Floyd. They watch because you hate us. That's their whole story. That's their platform. That's no good for us. So Leonard can talk all he wants, but they've done nothing. So I'm not a fan in his opposition that he was going up against either. They can have question marks on Ryan. I have question marks on fucking Barrios and Isaac Cruz and Rodeo. What was it? Raleigh Romero?
Oh,
Raleigh Romero.
Yeah.
What? So, yeah, no. I'm going to lay my money on Ryan. He's got the size. He's got the speed. He equals in speed because I know Davis got hella speed too. But I really like the trainer that he has. I think he trumps. Listen, I'm going to say this one more time. I think Davis really missed Floyd Mayweather and the Mayweather family in his corner on this one. You have to understand how much knowledge they bring that young man when all of their money is invested into him. It was almost like he had 3 trainers when he was with Floyd Mayweather. He's missing that today. He missed that during this whole train. What I seen in the Full Access was sort of a joke. They're totally, in my opinion, from what they released, what they showed us during this promotion, is they're relying on his natural gifted power, right? They don't. All his trainers say, I've been with them since the beginning. Hey, how you doing, Calvin? I've been here with him since the beginning. He was 7 years old when I found him. All right, dude, we get it. You're like his dad. I don't know how many times Gervonta's had to hear that in his life, this man holding that over his head, how he was with them since the beginning. But he doesn't seem like a real trainer, so I'm going with Joe Guzan. I'm going with De La Hoya and Hopkins. I like Ryan to knock out Gervonta Davis tomorrow night.
All right, Andrew, I'm giving you $200. You're walking up to the MGM. What are you betting it on? What's your exact bet?
I would probably put $30 bets on rounds 7, whatever gets me from all the late rounds. All the
7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, if you gave me 200, I'm going to do 30 on each round from 7 to 12.
Okay.
Whatever, break that up. That's what I would do. 7 to 12, Ryan Garcia.
All right, that's about right. Yeah, you're right there. All right, I got your bet in, Andrew. You're good.
Okay.
Miguel, final words. I'm giving you $200 to walk to the MGM to place your bet. How do you bet it, Miguel?
I'm not one to spread or parlay my money. For the most part, I put it on the money line. That's generally what I do. If I want to get specific, I want to say that there is a possibility, albeit a slight one, that this fight does go the full 12 rounds. Keep in mind, a few fights ago, we were expecting, Caleb Plant to beat Benavidez by decision or Benavidez taking out Plant by KO, and it didn't work out that way. It went the full 12 rounds, and Benavidez won. So I would not be surprised if this fight does go the distance, because I'm thinking Gervonta is going to go in there slow in the early rounds, and Ryan is going to be basically banking those early rounds, and Gervonta is going to bank on the power, and he's going to basically depend on it, and he's going to try to bring it in the late rounds, and he's not going to find it. So I would not be surprised if Garcia takes a decision. So I'm leaning in that direction, but if I'm wrong, I would much rather be wrong on the person and not the specific weight. So I would put the whole 200 on Garcia, period. Just the money line.
So you're going to book him. You're going to book him at about plus 220.
Yeah,
plus 220 straight bet. You're playing the money line.
Tell you, Miguel, why that's a good bet too. They keep telling us that he's he throws the least punches in boxing, Gervonta. Right? Did you hear that? You guys hear that during this week?
No, I didn't hear that. Is that what it is? The least punch stat?
He's the least active fighter in the ring when he's fighting. What happens most of the time in these super fights? History tells us most of the time everyone's playing cautious, right? The first few rounds, they don't want to fuck up. No one's trying to. If this guy is already throwing the least amount of punches when he's steamrolling people, he better be careful what he's doing on Saturday. Let Ryan get 4 or 5 rounds ahead before he even starts throwing blows. But that is a good bet because they have brought that stat up a lot about his output is just that's why he's losing every fight. We brought that up last week. Gervonta's always losing. There's your reason why.
All right. Well, I guess this is the moment where the regulars are like, Willie, what do you have for this? My goal is not to lose money because I need hooker money after the fight. So, and $200 is at least 1 hour with a hooker. So let's bet this correctly. I have $200. I'm going to bet 50 on Garcia by KO. That'll give me 3-1, Andrew. So I'm hedging my bet. Nice. I'm placing the $150 on Garcia by decision at plus 650. Come on, Andrew. 150 at plus 650 on Garcia by decision. Let's go.
That's good money. Damn.
Right. So what's the worst case scenario here? We all believe it's Garcia. So you're either going to win by a decision. If he wins by decision, I lose about, I don't know, $40 on the whole thing. I will then only be able to buy a hooker for a half hour at that point after the fight.
What are my odds? What are my odds in round 7 through 12? What am I getting?
Oh, my God, Andrew, let me tell you what they are. Garcia, round 7, plus 2,500. Garcia in round 8, plus 2,800. I think you said 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let me recheck the bet. 7 through 12. 7 through 12. Round 7, plus 2,500. Round 8, plus 2,800. Round 9, plus 3,300. Round 10, plus 4,000. Round 11, plus 5,000. Round 12, plus 6,600. On $30, kids, that's the bet of the week. If he gets a Garcia KO in the 12th round at $30, you are that's like betting on the Chargers to win the Super Bowl. That is a home run call if he nails that one. And that is about 30. You would actually be betting $31.50 per round. I'll have all the figures on Sunday because you had $200. Unless you kept the extra $5, I think it's about an extra $6 or $7. You want to keep that for a drink after you place the bet.
No, Lee. I'm trying to pay for my daughter's college.
I understand. So you want the full 200 parsed out over 6 rounds.
That's right.
I understand. I will have all the math on Sunday for when you guys tune in Sunday night for a brand new Fight Net Radio. Miguel is going with the straight bet 200. You know what? He's got 200 down on a plus 220. That means he gets 220 per 100. It's like a $600 payday for him, Andrew.
Yeah.
Gets his 200 back plus 4 on top. Not a bad night. That's a hooker and a steak, kids.
He went straight up. Okay.
Yeah, he went straight. Plus 220 would pay on 200 would be your payout would be 440, right? Plus your initial investment back of 200. It would be 640 payout. Yeah, and if I get 150 on Garcia by decision at plus 650, that's the mother. I actually win the game. Andrew probably, if he hits any one of those rounds, will win the betting war here. But we will see who makes the most money. You now have 3 different perspectives. I'll post these up at Fight Net Radio. I'll also post the entire odds sheet that I have currently at Fight Net Radio. Remember to click, like, subscribe, share. And if you want to watch right after this, you can watch the presser again and then the weigh-in right behind it. On behalf of me, Andrew, and Miguel, first of all, again, thank you for all the support this week and watching all of our content. We really do appreciate all of you. It was a huge week for Fight Net Radio and our content. And we hope to do it again for you on Sunday. So just go to Fight Net Radio on, basically any social media platform. And of course, YouTube. We also have audio. Just type in @FightNet Radio and you'll find it. Thank you, everybody, and enjoy the fight on Sunday.